Hi, my friends. So we're going to do a little bear experiment. And we are going to read a story about the incredible color-changing polar bear. Now, this is no ordinary polar bear. This is a polar bear that actually lives at the zoo. And I actually have the story right here in front of me, so I'm going to be reading it to you. For this experiment, you will need a container of some sort. If you have a big jar, that'll be fine. A big bowl will also be good. Really, anything you have. Just make sure that it is, you can't really see it because I put this cover on it. Make sure it has a wide opening because you are going to be pouring stuff in. Then decorate your jar however you want to make into a bear. You can either print out a bear face, you can add on ears, you can add on eyes, any way you want to decorate your bear. You will need some food coloring. You're going to need some yellow. You're going to need some blue, and you are going to need some red. Be very careful with the food coloring because, my friends, you all know me. When I have food coloring, what always happens? It gets all over my hands. I don't know how it happens, especially the red. And you're also going to need some bleach. Now, boys and girls, be very careful with this. Make sure mommy or daddy handles the bleach because if it does spill on your clothes, it's going to ruin them. So please be very, very careful. Now, this experiment is, the best word is touchy. Sometimes it goes perfect and sometimes it doesn't. So it really depends on how much of the materials you actually put into your jar. So when we do the food coloring and different things like that, try and be a little light on it. I know it's more fun to put more dye into it, but we really want to make sure that this works. So maybe like just a drop or two, and that should really be okay. All right, so we are going to read the story about the incredible color-changing polar bear. So once there was a beautiful white polar bear who lived at the zoo. Isn't he beautiful? I know. He looks so nice. Every day the children would come to the zoo to watch the polar bear. And whenever they saw the polar bear, they would clap their hands and they would stamp their feet. Can you guys do that? Clap your hands and stamp your feet. Very good. So anyway, one day the polar bear was standing by his fence and he was watching some workmen and they were painting the buildings nearby. Well, that night, guess what? The workmen, they made a mistake. They left 3 cans of paint outside. What do you think happened? Very good. Well, the polar bear, he decided he wanted some paint. So he reached through the fence and he grabbed a can of paint. And he dipped one of his big paws into the first can of paint. And he painted himself. What color? Can you see? Can you see what color that is? It's yellow. Very good. The next day, the children came back. And the polar bear did his tricks. And the children, what did they do? They clapped their hands and they stamped their feet. And they said, polar bear, your color's too bright. We liked you best when your color was white. So the polar bear thought, they don't like me yellow. I got to do something about that. So that night, guess what? He saw another can of paint. So he reached his big paw through his fence and he grabbed a can of paint. And he dipped his big paw into it and he turned himself. What color? Did you say blue? Hold on. What color is he? He's green. How did that happen? We put blue in there. Can any of you... What happened? That's right. Yellow mixed with blue makes green. So, the polar bear is green now. You think the kids are going to be happy? Let's find out. The next day, the children came back, and the polar bear did his tricks, and what did the children do? They clapped their hands, and they stamped their feet. And they said to him, polar bear, your color's too bright. We liked you best when your color was white. So the polar bear thought again, the children still aren't happy with me. I need to do something about this. Well, he saw one last can of paint. So what did he do that night? He reached his paw out through his fence. He grabbed that last can of paint and he dipped his big paw into it and he painted himself. Oh, did you guys say red? I don't know. Let's see. Is it red? Ooh, it's kind of like brown and yucky. What do you guys think? What happened? How did it turn brown? That's right. When you mix too many colors together, you get a brown color usually. This polar bear, he is nothing but trouble. The next day, the children came back, and the polar bear again did his tricks. And what did the kids do? They clapped their hands and they stamped their feet. And they said, polar bear, your color's too bright. We liked you best when your color was white. So the bear decided, you know what? These kids are right. I'm a polar bear. I am supposed to be white. So, how's he going to fix his problem? What do you think he has to do? How is he going to get rid of all these colors? That's right. He needs to wash himself, just like Big Smelly Bear does. And we'll actually read that story in a little bit. I know that I kind of gave you a little hint of what's coming next. So, shh, it's coming. So he jumped into the water and he swam and he swam and he swam. And this is the water that he jumped into. Do you guys remember what this actually is? It's bleach. So we're going to pour this in as he's swimming around. And he's swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. And hopefully what will start to happen is as he keeps swimming around, you're going to see the water get clearer and clearer until finally the polar bear is white again. Can you guys see that? The water is back to clear. We fixed all of the colors. We fixed polar bear's problems. We turned him back white. So the children clapped their hands and they stamped their feet and they said, polar bear, your color is just right. We love you, polar bear. You're so pretty and white. So the polar bear decided never again was he ever going to change his colors. After all, polar bears are supposed to be white, aren't they? What do you guys think? I think he looks so much better as a white polar bear. So I hope you guys have fun doing this experiment. And remember, it does take a little bit of patience. So if it doesn't go right the first time, don't be afraid to try it again. You'll eventually get it. The bleach is a little touchy with how it works, but hopefully you guys have great success, and I hope you have a lot of fun being scientists and playing around with the incredible changing polar bear. All right, we'll see you soon for another activity.